As our housing market goes from tough to outright terrible, the dark side of Australia's real estate world has been exposed. So how do we stop underquoting?
In July last year, in the leafy Melbourne suburb of Ivanhoe, this cosy three-bedroom townhouse sold for $1,538,000. So far, so normal. Except the property was initially listed for $900,000 to $950,000. The difference? $588,000.
When I heard about a property selling for 40% above the guide price, I was not surprised at all. I was not at all surprised.
There were complaints, an investigation, and the real estate agency has now been charged with engaging in underquoting.
Underquoting is Australia-wide. It's absolutely right across the industry. It doesn't matter what suburb it's in, it's happening.
Underquoting, which is illegal, is when a real estate agent intentionally advertises a property below market price to lure in more buyers, creating competition which bumps up the selling price.
My son, the agent gave him a price guide of around $650. It sold at auction for $840, and then he found out the reserve was $800.
The estate agency in question, Barry Plant Manningham, denies the allegation. It claims it was unexpectedly competitive bidding which led to the high sale price.
It makes it really impossible to sort of gauge where you're going to be.
You get to the auction and it goes for way more than you ever expected.
Underquoting laws differ from state to state.
I don't think it's hard to police. I just don't think it's policed that often. Governments in Australia need to bring some sort of transparency to the industry.
In Victoria, a crackdown on underquoting is ramping up, with more than $1 million in fines netted in the past 18 months. Barry Plant now facing a penalty of up to $38,000. So as property prices across the nation hit fresh highs, how do we stamp out underhanded underquoting?
It becomes just a vicious cycle. When they're buyers, they hate the agent game plan. When they're sellers, they want to play the same games.
Who's actually going to care about it? Doesn't seem that anybody is caring about it.
Sydney mums Tori Huxtable and Tamsin Lapointe are campaigners against underquoting. They're with us now. Tori, can I just start with you, because you are a real estate agent. Why are you blowing the whistle on this?
I am guilty as charged. Look, I don't know that I'm blowing any whistle. I'm just hoping to create a more transparent real estate market, just to increase the ease with which people can do property, buyers and sellers and agents.
So, Tori, having been burnt a few times myself, I know it's a problem, but how big a problem is underquoting?
Look, we do think it is significant, Steve. I was at an auction in Carlingford on the weekend and it was over by about 34%. It was guiding 1.6 and it sold for 2.28 mil. And that's just, one of many, many examples that we are coming across.
So is that agents just giving the law the middle finger? I mean, it's illegal.
It is illegal, and there can be some good reasons for properties going well and truly above the price guide. However, it is an issue because guiding it low is wasting a lot of people's time and money, let's face it.
Well, on that point, Tamsin, the agency that you heard about there in our package, they say their excuse is that there was strong demand on the day. Is that a possible explanation?
Oh, look, it absolutely is a possible explanation because we know how emotionally heated auctions can get. But I would say that the underlying issue really is, were they providing a price guide that was reflective of what the property was actually worth? If the agents have got comparable sales, if they've got evidence from the market that that is the correct guide price or the correct estimated selling price, then they can justify that price guide. But in the absence of those other market factors, then the price guide was just wrong. So
the fine in this case could be around 38 grand, but agents can get a lot of commission. So do you think these fines are too small?
I think $38,000 is a significant fine, and if I remember correctly, the values of that property in Melbourne, that would have been the commission, just about. So I think it's impactful. I think the bigger issue is how hard it is to prove that a property has been underquoted. So how hard it is to get to the point where a fine is actually issued, and I think that's where the problem lies at the moment in terms of these deterrents not really being effective enough.
Tori, how do you prove that a property has been underquoted?
In the office, in a real estate agent office, you do have to have a lot of paperwork to show that what you're doing is rigorous. So I suppose the powers that be can go in and actually have a look at that paperwork just to see that you have dotted your I's and crossed your T's. And if you haven't, then watch out.
Ooh, OK. Well, guys, this is actually not a problem for me, guys, because I've never looked at a house price and thought, that's reasonable, that's good. But what do you think needs to happen to stop underquoting once and for all?
We would love to have a transparent property market where both price guides and sale prices are disclosed. None of this contact agent, price withheld, email games backwards and forwards. We think that increasing transparency is in everyone's benefits. That's buyers, that's sellers and agents.
It'll be fascinating to watch unfold from here. Tori, Tamsin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we should also just say that Barry Plant point out that the vendor's reserve price on the day was $1.04 million for their full statement. You can visit our website.
I think the price guide got revised up late as well.